gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Bill Squire.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Bill Squire. I'm married to a woman, a human female woman. I feel like I have to tell people that she's real. And we have kids. We have 3 daughters. Actually, her kids from a previous marriage, but I'm raising them like they're my own because they don't see their biological father. Right, that's nice. That's one person. Yeah, fuck me, right? It's only the most noble thing anyone in this room has done. No, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. You've already shown your true colors. It's fine. They're just as awkward about the whole situation as you guys are. They don't know how to handle it. Like my oldest daughter's 14. The other day, I took her and her friend to the movies, and this is how she introduced me to her friend. She goes, "Caroline, this is my dad." Well, he's not my real dad. Never see my real dad. He's my stepdad. He's kind of nice. He does comedy, and he's on the radio. And one time he shit his pants when he was driving to Texas. And that was it. That was the whole introduction. And I don't have much of a filter in my life, so I immediately felt the need to defend myself. I'm like, I don't shit my pants every time I drive to Texas. Those were very extenuating circumstances. Your grandfather died. You were already down there. I was on the road. I drove 24 hours straight to be there with you. On the 23rd hour, a truck pulled out in front of me and literally scared the shit out of me. And I didn't want to stop because it's Texas and I'm afraid of it. And that's why I shit my pants in Texas. And this poor little girl that's never seen this kind of dysfunction between adults and children, Caroline, she just sitting in the back seat, white as a ghost. And all she could mutter was, "That's nice. My dad's just a doctor." This 14-year-old daughter of mine has been the most difficult thing I've ever had to deal with because her priorities are completely terrible. Like, they're just wrong. The most important thing in her life right now is something called a thigh gap. If you don't know what a thigh gap is, it's exactly what it sounds like, depending on how disgusting a human being you are. What it is when a girl, right, like, I know there's some guys in here like, yeah, I know what thigh gaps are. There's a gap between the thighs. No, it's not that. What it is when a girl stands with her feet together, she wants there to be a space between her thighs because when they take pictures on Instagram, they want people to think they're skinny because that equals beauty, and it's all wrong. Like, it's not pretty, it's not cute. The medical term for it is rickets. And it's not sexy. Like, no one's like, "Ooh, I really like the way your vitamin D deficiency makes your bones soft so your legs splay out like a melting Barbie." Like, that's not, it's not sexy. And my daughter, she takes pictures of herself all the time and she puts them on Instagram. And, you know, she takes good pictures. She's really good at it. Like, her hair's perfect. Her makeup's amazing. She takes 500 or 600 of these pictures, chooses the best one. She knows more about camera angles than Annie Leibovitz. She's really good at it. And she'll choose the best one and put it on Instagram, and then she'll leave a comment or a caption that says something like, "Oh, I'm so ugly today." So other people, boys and other insecure girls, will be like, "Oh no, you're beautiful." And, you know, she's pandering to get people to justify her looks, like to make everything important to her based on her appearance. And that pisses me off because that's not the way I raised her for a couple of years. And then some of the comments that these little boys will leave are outrageous. Like, you can't even believe what these little boys are saying because they have the internet, so they know everything. Like, everything's at their fingertips, and they don't understand anything, so they'll just say whatever they think might be funny. And one little boy left a comment on my daughter's Instagram and said, "You're hot as shit. I'd rip the fuck out of you." Yeah, hilarious. Laugh it up, buddy. I saw this comment, I freaked out, and I wanted to handle it in a way that would teach this kid a lesson. So I talked to my uncle that's a police officer and got him registered as a sex offender. Right, he learned a valuable lesson because he's not allowed to go to school anymore, be around kids his own age, and his parents had to move. So he knows he fucked up. I ruined not just his life, but his family's life. He's not even allowed to be in the same house as his brothers and sisters, so they had to put them up for adoption. Can't laugh at that. That's good. Don't fuck with my kids, is what I'm saying. I actually pay attention to mine, so if you don't pay attention to yours, I'm going to make you pay. So I like my kids, though, because they know they have a ceiling. There's too many parents that let their kids think they can do anything they want, they can be anything they want, and they get all entitled, and that's the worst thing. A child that's entitled to shit they don't deserve is the worst. My kids know they can't do anything they want. Kids have to know they're bad at some shit so they get good at other shit. My kids know that. Like, they're not good at school, but they're great at kittens, which is fine. There's a place in the world for people that are good at kittens. You get to be on TV a lot of times. If you're hoarding kittens, that's fine. Like, that's right. But like, my kids, they're not good at school. Like, doing math with my kids is the worst. Like, I can't do homework with them, especially math, because they're so bad at math. I'd rather be tortured than help my kids do math. Like, I'd waterboard me before I have to help them do math. That's fine. That's why I don't feel bad about helping them cheat, because they're never going to use it. They're never going to have a job where they need to know complicated math. Like, they're never going to be a veterinarian, even though they're good with animals. At some point along the road, a veterinarian probably has to know some math. So they're never going to be that. But they'll be the one that holds the cat still. That's fine. They're contributing. Right? And there's never going to be a moment when the veterinarian's like, hey, when you're done holding that cat still, go in the other room and do some long division, and this time show your fucking work. A lot of these problems come from parents that don't want their kids to have any bad feelings at all. They don't want them to develop any coping skills. So when they play sports as children, they don't want to keep score, and they want everybody to score a touchdown or hit a home run, and that's so bad because there's all these kids that think they're really good at sports. They're like, oh, I'm so good at all these sports because you don't get out, you get as many swings as you want, and then you go to high school and you start playing against black kids and Puerto Ricans, you're like, oh my God, what happened? Did you know they throw the ball at you and you have to hit it? They don't just put it on a stick? It's the worst thing for any child. Like, my parents didn't coddle me like that. They didn't tell me I could, because I wanted to be a professional athlete, and they didn't tell me I couldn't, but they also didn't tell me I could. They let me figure it out by myself, and I did. When I played basketball against a kid that had one hand, and he beat me. Right? Like, and they didn't pull me and say, if you keep practicing, you'll get better, and then you'll be able to show everyone that you deserve what you deserve. No, they were like, do you see why we don't go to your games? Why waste both our time? You're terrible. Which is good, though, because I learned I was bad at something. I got good at something else. And that's why bullying is important. Everybody's like, oh, bullying. We can't have bullying. There's so many. Everyone thinks the problem in our country is bullying. The problem in our country is people complaining about bullying. We need bullies. I know there's some circumstances where bullying goes too far, but people trying to keep their kids from getting bullying turns you into the people that know how to overcome shit and do better things. Like, Einstein probably got bullied a lot, and then he fixed a lot of shit. Right? I was bullied. It helped me develop a sense of humor and a need to get the approval of strangers to be happy. It's great. I was bully bait as a child. Like, I was short and I was skinny, except I had a fat belly. Like, an inappropriately fat belly compared to the rest of my body. Like, it was like a pregnant lady that just had her baby kind of belly. Like, just a mushy, squishy belly that bullies loved. It was like catnip. Like, oh, I need this. I need this. I need to get this fat belly and this skinny boy out and show to the world. And that was, a lot of bullies did that to me. And I'm like 12 years old. One day, a bully cornered me in the cafeteria. And he's like, I'm going to punch you right in your fat belly. It's going to leave a mark. I'm going to lift up your shirt and everybody's going to laugh at you. He's like a Bond villain just telling me his whole plan. And that's how I'll take over the world. And as he was telling me his plan, I remembered that if I squish my fat gut together, it kind of looked like a Chinese person's face. And I'm like, that's kind of funny. And I learned to use humor to disarm this whole situation. So as he said, I'm going to punch you in your fat belly, I lifted up my shirt and squished my belly together and said, "Me no like it when you hit me." And I said it loud. And everybody in the cafeteria looked at me and started laughing really hard. And the bully couldn't hit me because I just made everybody happy. Until later when we were by ourselves and he beat the shit out of me. But I didn't care because I already learned the power of humor. And boy bullies and girl bullies are a lot different. Let's be honest about that. Boy bullies want to hurt you physically, give you scars that will heal. Girl bullies want to leave emotional scars that will last forever. That's why it's called Lifetime. The channel for women. It's about the scars. Thank you guys all for coming out. My name is Bill Squire. Good night.